Hey, Saturday morning. Welcome back to the show. We appreciate everybody that always tunes in every Saturday morning. Coffee in hand. Hopefully, you have yours. Um, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and read some comments for some of you that I guess I always seem to forget that we got people that kind of tune in and they don't really know what we're doing here because they're either new to the channel or they kind of stumble across the video. Uh, anyway, this is what we do every Saturday. We sit there and we chat. We read some of your comments. We talk about some things, a little bit of, I guess, my life decisions or things that my opinions on things and all that kind of jazz. So if you like that kind of stuff, stay tuned. If not, I guess you're on your way to find a different video. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and roll through some comments here. Again, if your comment wasn't read, it could have been after the fact of the show. Uh, all kinds of things, or it just got for some reason we've had poor Slim Fire has had his comments removed uh, a few times, and no idea why. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, I've gone through and thought I've found everybody. Hopefully, you're in there. But this one up here, the Bohemian Hunting Club, really, really good group of guys over there that do a lot of really cool stuff. Man, I cracked up when they did that video. You guys did that video with the heart. I mean, you know what? I mean, that's what I like. Any channel that can have some humor and adds humor and just don't take themselves so seriously. That's a great channel. Bohemian Hunting Club is certainly one of them. Um, there's a lot of really good channels out there. I mean, like I got a couple 1911s out here we're going to talk about, but I tell you, um, nothing beats the Beretta 9mm USA team over there. I mean, their 1911 videos and stuff they produce out there with their content. Man, I tell you, they're the best. They showcase some of the really the cool stuff that some of the awesome things that I wish even I wish that I would love to be able to hold it in my hand and just check it out. They did one not too long ago with the Wilson Combat carry tactical or tactical carry or something like that. I've flirted around with that a lot. I really wish I could have. I would love to hold one of those and check it out because it was certainly on my radar to check one out. Not necessarily could afford it, but I definitely would love to see it. And of course, who does a bang up job of a video on that? The Beretta 9mm USA channel. All right, Jeffrey Richardson, great grips, good talk. Appreciate that. Here's one, Slim Fire. Morning, JW. Hope all is well with you. Nice Colt. And love the grips, too. I lost a little interest in reloading, too. I don't go shooting. I don't go to the shooting range like I used to. Have a great week. Have a great week swim. That is true. I mean, even I don't go as much as I once did. I got a buddy of mine that I two friends of mine that we if we go, I usually go with them. But it's been seldom. I have like not as much desire to go. I just as much have the fun of just having the thing too. I mean, I do like. Don't get me wrong. It's shooting them is definitely. Not saying that I'm not going to ever do that again or something, um, but it does. Just I guess the idea of like, oh yeah, pack all this stuff up. I don't like the big excursions anymore, if you know what I mean. Back in the days on the island when I was there, I mean, I would have, every week was like, how do we go shooting? How do we go shooting? So it was really just that was like the mission. It was like I shot so much and I was always at the range. Um, and I was very lucky. I had friends that had property, so we could shoot on the property. So I mean, basically, yeah, you turn me loose on here. Here, you have free reign of this. This is your own, your shooting range. Have at it. Knock yourself out. They didn't care. So I just, I mean, you can imagine me out there with, buckets of bullets and just loading and shooting and loading and shooting. Um, So I definitely had my fill and my share of doing that, and really enjoyed it. Still do. Just um, now looking, through some of that, I just don't make. I just like the big excursion thing for me. It's just not. I'm not interested in it. I don't want to pack all this stuff up, jump in a vehicle, travel hours down the road or whatever it is, or spend all damn day there, and it just. I don't know. I mean, I guess I think somebody made a comment too. It was like some things change in your life, maybe, or whatever. I still like going shooting, but I like to. If I do, I like to just go quickly to an indoor range and enjoy the stuff I got, and definitely still enjoy shooting the Python, the 357 Magnum. I've been enjoying that a lot. But that's about it. I mean, I just like to go there, check in, buy my target, go out there. Me and my buddy from the island too. We'll go out and fire off a few rounds, and then we'll call it good. We'll go get some lunch, and we still have the rest of the day to do a bunch of stuff because we didn't spend hours there. We spent maybe an hour, and then and it's cool. I like that. I really do. That's something So I don't know. I mean, it gets to each their own. I guess things do change. So, all right. Anyway, this one's here from Joe P. Good morning, Joe. Swig of coffee for Joe P. and all the working stiffs. Hope all is well. Sounds like you had a stressful week. No, not a stressful week, Joe. Just trying to get everything done for a project that I was doing in the yard. Not necessarily stressful, just a lot of like running around in a one short block period of time that I had to do it. So then, and that's the other thing too. I guess that kind of coincides with the fact of like the range time for me, or going to the range is my time blocks are so small now to be able to do anything like that. It, I think about it. Is this? Do I want to use this free time that I got to do this, or or do something else, or whatever? Or try to maybe slow down and not be on the move so much. So that could be it too. But no, but I appreciate I mean, everybody's got stressful weeks and days and things like that. Nothing's ever what you want it to be. Nothing ever goes the way you want it to be. Uh, you know, Patience. I'm not a patient person, so I definitely I like try to get things like I want it now. I want it yesterday. I want to get it done. So. All right, this one here is from Crazy Scotsman. I always explain to people, especially as an instructor, to only take the things that work for you. Yeah, I mean, right there, that line, right? I mean, it's like here's the stuff, here's all the ingredients. You take what you need and you build your own stew. And you figure out what works. What do you want? What do you want in there? What's going to work for you? Some people hold the thing differently and it works for them, and if it works for them, go for it. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it may be right, maybe wrong to somebody else, but that's a good point. Never take a class and think that you have to do exactly the same. Everyone is different. People learn differently, and not everything works for everyone. Individual basis for everybody. Unfortunately, over the years, I've seen classes where people have been yelled at or failed because they didn't do exactly as shown. That is poor teaching, and should never happen, especially on a live fire range. That that I mean, the, so you're an instructor, is what I'm gathering. That's a good instructor. Um, that is great. Don't be yelling at people. The people are not. I've always said this, even back when I was working at an indoor range and I managed it, and I've even stressed to the crew. I said, look, people, we want to be safe. Safety's paramount, obviously. Okay, nobody wants to lose their life or get seriously maimed uh, doing this thing, but people want to have a good time. Don't want to? You gotta. It's got to be fun for them too. uh, you can turn somebody off and they don't want to do it no more. And then, then where you're at, we want more people to enjoy the sport, not enjoy the sport and just like, and then it just disappears. All right. Good comment. This one here is from Black Wolf. Are those Packmeyer Diamond grips? I had a pair on my combat special back in the day. Oh, you're referring to the Commander, lightweight Commander we had. No, those are called. I've heard them called different things, but they're vintage throwback grips to you know. Um, I I've called them skip checker grips because I think that's what I've heard somebody call them. I could be totally wrong. I first got interested in those because of the movie Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal, Kelly LeBrock. If you look at the poster of that, and I'm talking about the days where posters were real and VHS tapes and the cover art meant a lot. I always remembered if you see him in the poster, you see the grips on the poster, and I always I was like, wow, those are really cool. I want a set of those. But yeah, they're kind of you can still get them, I believe. So they're called. I call them skip checker grips, but the company makes them. Harrods. Harrods Grips is who makes those things. I think they make all different wood styles or whatever. But yeah, they're just these giant diamonds on them, and they're cross hatched. I don't know if they work good or they don't work good. Everything with me has always been the way it appears. I've always been just strictly like, hey, look, does that look cool? Yeah, it does. It looks really cool. I want to, I think I'm going to roll with that. So that's always been kind of my thing is like I'm always just an aesthetics person. I love it. I like the throwback stuff. Hence, we brought a couple things out here that we're gonna go through and show you. You know, um, Collecting wise, still like I still enjoy collecting, but I've kind of touched on this a lot lately. Too is mainly because I feel like the stuff has gotten so pricey that I didn't think it would ever hit these kind of statuses, I guess, or these kind of price points. Yeah, I remember when I first originally wanted a Colt 1911. I was like, hey, how do I get one of these really cool Colt 1911s? Really wanted one. This is the as we brought out this quite a few times lately, is the commercial model, the government model that Colt offers. This is one of the newer ones. Actually, it's one of my favorite ones that I got. That it would be this one, mainly because it's cool. It's got the throwback, markings on the slide. They're not roll marked. I wish they were, but they're not exactly roll marked. They're laser etched. Um, I don't know. Some people are really in a big uproar about it. It's not a deal breaker for me. I'm obviously, I bought this, but I wish they wouldn't have done it. But you know what? It's all right. I mean, I live with it. It's fine. I still enjoy the 1911. Of course, it being the style of the 50s, pre 70s roll mark. I think they came out with these in the 50s, 60s. These were roll marked like that. Um, to kind of do that, I've talked about the changes I made, putting the arch mainspring housing on it and all that. It already had a short trigger and everything, and then of course putting the very terrible plastic Colt grips that they were using once they ran out of the old GI reddish brown keys grips or whatever they were using. They started using something like that, which were actually terrible grips. I mean, they don't really supply anything far as like grip wise. So again, it's just for me, it's strictly about looks. It makes the gun look complete, like from back then, and I guess that makes me different. I don't know how many other. I'm sure there's other people like that. But I'm like that's like my interest in this stuff. I like these old style looking things, and if the company can go back and do an old style pistol like this and redo the markings and everything, and then all that, I'm all there. I mean, as long as they didn't dramatically do something that's like so ridiculous that where it detracts from what it originally was, then I'm not interested. But if they done it right, like Colt did it right with this, for all, for the most part, it's all, it's got a couple other touches. I mean, it's got a little bit bigger sights, but still the low profile government model style sights, which actually I'm grateful for the bigger sights. They're a lot easier to shoot there for sure, and they still maintain that kind of slick profile look. So I like that. I like the basic teardrop thumb safety that they got and all that stuff. So real basic GI model. There is no firing pin block safety in this one, so that's pretty cool. It kind of throws it back. Even though I'm not opposed to, even if it had one, I wouldn't care. It doesn't bother me none. So, but yeah, I like it. Blued. The bluing is good. I mean, it looks good to me. I don't know what, I mean, some people sitting there with a jeweler's loop trying to examine the whole thing. Well, there's that. I don't. I mean, gun looks beautifully polished and blued on the flats, bead blasted on the rounds. So, but that's the kind of stuff that I like. And I mean that's where I head because a lot of times I got asked the questions. Well, what all this like I hate to like pigeonhole it into this term, but I guess I don't really know what else to call it. But the tactical aspect of things, that I'm not, it's not me. I've never really, uh, I kind of looked into it a little bit way back, but I immediately lost interest in it. I didn't have any interest in it. It wasn't for me. So I kind of shelved that. So I stayed, this is the stuff I like. I like the old school collectible stuff, not necessarily money wise. Uh, I'm not really interested in like how much it's worth. I don't care about that. I care about the coolness, the historical aspect of it. That's why I brought this out. This is a good example. This is an old commercial model from the 30s. This is a really cool gun. Value wise, it probably has not the value that some other collectors go bananas over and just crazy because the fellow that had this originally, and to my knowledge, because I bought this off of a fella that had it, that bought it from the original owner, and then he had it for like forever. Um, they had it checkered or stippled in the front right here. They did it the old school way that they used to do it. So they did that to it. And so that there's, whatever, you can look at it as well. There went the value. I don't care. I'm not looking at it for what it's worth. I look at it for what it is. It's cool. It's commercials model, so, and it's got all that. Now I installed a vintage old stock World War II barrel in it because the original barrel that was in it was just worn to hell. It was done. So I replaced it with a vintage World War II new old stock barrel. So with all that in mind, and I actually got a really beat up but original magazine for it, and I keep it like that. I've shot this gun. I like it. It's got really horrible sights, really terrible sights. But anyway, but the collector, as far as the monetary value, the money part, it's not there. But I like it for the historical aspect of it. It's cool. It's still got the looks. And it was an affordable price for me to get because these things are ridiculously overpriced. It still has its beautiful bluing uh, and all that, so I enjoy it. That's one of the things that it stays in the collection for now. So as you guys know, I did let go some stuff, and I just noticed there's a little bit of like some built up oil there. It does stay kind of in the bag for a while. I should probably take it out again and mess with it. But anyway, but yeah, just kind of wanted to, talk a little bit about that. It's not that I don't have, I respect a lot of the really cool collectibles out there, but when I see stuff that, people are like, hey, this thing is $8,500. That's not me. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm, I'm a paycheck to paycheck kind of person. I can't just go out and drop $3,500 on a classic Colt, you know, just because. So I usually got to stick within the realm of things of like, you know, I mean, something like this, it's doable for me. Like, I think I paid about the seven mark for that when it first came out. So, you know, and I have it and I enjoy it and I like it. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the show. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for everybody coming around. Do appreciate it.